This is very different for me to be on at this time. And in fact, this is my second time on my business page, Stampin' Scrap with Mary Knabe, this week. And I've also done 2 Facebook Lives for my team, one yesterday for new demonstrators and one this evening for the entire team, talking about some changes happening at Stampin' Up! And good things to come. So before we start, I just want to make an announcement that Monday, April 15th, which is also tax day, so that's kind of the yucky whatever. Monday is tax day, so that's the kind of downside of the day, but the great side of the day is Stampin' Up! Will be announcing its retirement list. So several products from the current annual catalog and the occasions catalog will be retiring. So please note that if there are things that you really want, especially in color products, the 2017-2019 in colors are going out. That's Powder Pink, Berry Burst, Lemon Lime Twist, Tranquil Tide, and what's the last one? Fresh Fig. Okay. Especially if you have the ink pads, you want the re-inkers, get them right away. You may not even want to wait until the retirement list. There will be many things on the retirement list. I don't know what they are. I'm going to find out very soon tomorrow because I'm attending On Stage in Charlotte, and I'll get to see the new catalog. So I'll know better then. But the list will be extensive. You all know that we always like to bring in new products. Ladies, click the share button if you wouldn't mind, and hopefully we'll get others to jump on before the project begins in just a few seconds. But there may be a few items on that list that are discounted, but the typical items, cardstock, the retiring in color products, designer series papers, those usually go very fast. I would say those are the main things that go very, very quickly, are the designer series papers and the retiring in color products. Hi there, thanks for joining me all the way from Vermont. Ladies, once again, click the share button, and if you're watching, be sure to comment so I know you are out there, and I will enter your name into a drawing after tonight's live to possibly win a card that's made tonight in the video. Okay, so if you have any questions about the retiring list coming out on Monday, please let me know, or if you would like to place an order prior to then, I'm happy to do that. I will be gone Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but you can get a hold of me by text and email, and I will do my very best to respond to you within 24 hours or less. And of course, you can always order on my website as well. Okay, so let's get started. Today is Thursday, and I've had this card laying around. I was going to send it out to somebody, and then I got the idea, oh, this would make a fun Throwback Thursday video. And you can see it's just very simple. Stamps, ink, and paper. Super simple. Okay, has some fun colors in it. This was the, I forget, watermelon, something watermelon. Wonderful watermelon. I don't remember. But it's got Night of Navy, mint macaron, some awesome colors that we've had, but the watermelon did retire. But of course, I never get upset about colors retiring because I know there's going to be new colors coming in and other things for me to get excited about. I never have a lack of things to enjoy and stamp with. So this is my inspiration, this Throwback Thursday. I decided this would be my inspiration card, and then I would case that with some current products. So the current products I've used are the Hooray or Broadway Birthday, I'm reading her right here, Broadway Birthday stamp set and the Broadway Lights framelits dies. And these are in the annual catalog. Really a lot of fun, great things in here. Okay. And then the second stamp set I'm using is Another Wonderful Year. What a great set this is, and a great value. I just love it. It's one that I kind of think everybody should have, and it's definitely one I recommend for beginner stampers who may just be starting out purchasing stamp sets, because it has such a good variety of things, of sentiments that can be used for so many various occasions. Okay, and today we're using the Celebrate Another Wonderful Year, unless I decide to switch it out. I don't know. You know that I like to create on the fly too. I have samples to show you, but then sometimes I deviate from that. That's just how I roll. Okay, but there is also a coordinating cardstock, specialty cardstock pack for the Broadway Birthday Bundle. It's specialty paper because of the metallic gold on the pages. So here's one, all the numbers. That could be fun. Well, how about if I just show you the metallics first? Okay, all the different numbers. It would be fun to cut some of these out too and use them, you know, happy 90th, or my niece is going to be 16 next week. I can make her a fun card by cutting out some of those numbers. There's this gold and white design, and then metallic gold with black and gray granite against white. And you can see why it has the name Broadway, the word Broadway in its title, with this bit of flash, the diagonal stripes, and these fun candles. I love these. Okay. And then on the reverse side are some geometric patterns in fun colors. This is Lemon Lime Twist. That is one of the colors that is retiring. So if you like Lemon Lime Twist, you will want to order those products very soon. It's been a very popular color, so I would not be surprised that products in that color sell out very quickly. Birthday cakes and cupcakes and pies and all that, yummy. Party hats, balloons, and then a pattern in lovely lipstick. Okay, so I was fortunate to have a full pack of that so I could show you all of them. So again, this is my inspiration. And then these are the cards that I make. Hi, Kay. Kay is one of my favorite Stampin' Up! Friends. And she and I see each other on Stampin' Up! Incentive trips or sometimes at the onstage events. So it's kind of like a little reunion every time Kay and I get to see each other, which is kind of fun. Again, please click the share button so other people can join in our crafting. And if you are watching, be sure to comment, because I'll enter your name into a drawing for some of the cards I'm making tonight. Okay, so you can see here what I did. This got a little fancier. This one's fairly plain, but I added a little die cutting on the inside of the card. And then this one I got a little crazy with the ribbon, but it works. And I got a little fancier on the inside of this one. And then finally, this one with the balloons. Okay. And I've got that in there. Okay. So let me show you how I made these. Okay. You're going to start with, let's see here. Oh, I didn't cut that paper. Here, we're going to do this one. Okay. I'm going to bring my trimmer in. Sad to see it's going away, because I do love it and use it a lot, of course, but I know that Stampin' Up! Has good things in the works for us. So I'm really excited to see what will be coming up. Okay, so I'm cutting a square 4 by 4, okay, 4 inches by 4 inches. Now that I have this square, I need to cut a diagonal, okay, to get the top and bottom pieces, okay? And I want my diagonal going this direction, so you want to keep that in mind, that that's the imaginary line you want to match up with your cutting edge, okay? And basically on this one, I put this corner at 1 inch on the left side of my trimmer, and I put this one at 1 inch on the right side of the trimmer. It really doesn't make a big difference. Obviously, you don't want it angled too much because that makes it more difficult to read. Okay, I think this is just right. Okay. You can also change up the sides. Maybe you want 1.5 inches over here and just 3/4 of an inch. Okay, that will also change the space between the top and the bottom. So, you know, you might want to use some scrap paper and play around with it a little bit and make sure that the stamp you chose works for the size you're getting or cutting, because the sizes where you cut, it's a little hard to see with that ribbon, but see there's a difference there in the width. Okay, this was at 1 inch each, and I forget what, I think that one was 1 1/4. Okay, so it does change that way, varies it a little bit. Okay, but I'm gonna start with 1 inch and 1 inch. Okay, and I'm gonna cut that, and those are my top and bottom pieces. So it's one of those cards that, oh, I don't know if I like that on the white on white. We could do that, but then the writing's going the other way. Okay, let me think about this a second. That's what happens when you change up and work on the fly sometimes. Okay. I think what I'll do is put a piece of lemon lime twist in there instead. So let me pull that out and I'll cut, oh wait, that's granny apple green. Okay, so again, I'll need 4 inches by 5 1/4 to mount those top and bottom pieces. Okay, which also means I'm going to change my base a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back sides of both of these. But the basic premise of this layout is use the standard size card, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and score and fold it on the long side. And then you're going to have a coordinating piece of cardstock for your next layer, which is 5 1/4 by 4. And then your designer series paper will be 4 inches by 4 inches. And you're going to cut that on a diagonal. Okay. And I think I'm going to stamp this in Memento ink. Now, Memento ink is great when you're using looking for a piece of scrap paper. Memento ink is great for use with the Stampin' blends, but it also is sort of, I'll say, my go-to black. Okay, if I just want to stamp black images, not even working with, just want to see how light or thick. Okay, if I want to stamp anything in black, I'd use Memento ink. Okay, and then of course with Stampin' blends. Okay, you can also use Stays On, but I just prefer the Memento. I will say that StazOn does not like photopolymer stamps. Just is not a good ink for photopolymer stamps. So that's why I made Memento my go-to, okay? One tip here, sometimes this happens. I don't know how well you can see this on the video. You can see there's still a little bit of green speckle through there. Okay, I didn't want to press too hard because I don't like when the letters kind of bleed out for having too much ink. But you can always go in with your Stampin' Write marker and fill in if you need to. Okay, I'm not really going to, but I just wanted to point that out to you because I think it looks fine without doing that. But sometimes, especially if you have a stamp that the image is a silhouette, you may have areas where that you want to fill in a little bit. So just a quick little tip there, okay? And I am going to mount this then on, what do you think? Should we still do the lemon lime twist? I think we can do that. What do you think? Or should we do something contrasting? This changes my whole game plan, you know, but that's okay because that's how I roll. And I'm going to say, I think that's a lesson to you too. Let your imagination run. Don't get caught up in having to copy something exactly. If you want to, that's great. And if it works out that way, that's great. But I really like to see people put their own spin on their cards when they case. And here I am casing my own Throwback Thursday card, and I'm still putting my own spin on it, okay? I don't want it to be, oh, I like that better. What do you think? Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to my card front. Okay. And there are lots of ways that I can finish this off. On this one, I made a bow earlier I was going to use for something, and I decided I didn't really like it on what I was making. So maybe I'll just use it on here. Let's see. Okay, I kind of like that. I'm not sure. Maybe like that. Nah, don't like it. Okay. Oh, I know what we can use. Now, in this framelit set, there is a die to cut out party hats. So that's how I got these cut out so nicely. Okay, I just cut them with my Big Shot. But I'm going to do this instead. Let's see, I've got one niece who will be 16 next month, and her sister will be turning 19. So I'm just going to cut out a couple of these numbers quickly. Real quickly, because this is very unusual for me to be doing a Facebook Live this late, but I've just been stamping away. I'm excited to go to on stage tomorrow with some of my team members, and I'll be meeting up with lots of other demonstrators, some I know. I'll be making new friends. I think the adrenaline's rolling, and I thought, why not? Why not jump on here at 9? Perhaps there are some people who can make it at 9 that can't typically make it at 7 on Tuesdays. And it is a goal of mine to eventually be doing 2 Facebook Lives on this page. Oh, I think I just threw my one away. Okay, obviously you're not used to seeing me do this. Okay, now, okay, this is crazy. Now I lost my 6. Anybody see it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Well, now I can't find, we'll make a 60 instead. There's got to be somebody celebrating a 60th soon. But anyways, I would like to be able to be live with you twice a week. The Tuesday evening at 7 is working out really well. I now have my Thursdays off from visiting angels, and that will be ongoing for the most part. So I'm thinking that I'm going to try to get in like an afternoon time. And of course, if you can't watch when I am live, yeah, let's make it 90. Okay. If you can't watch, I'm just not liking this, okay? I'm sorry, but I'm just not liking those numbers on there. I don't know why, but it's just not doing it for me. So let me go to another plan. Okay, I hate to cut up full sheets of paper, but I'm doing it because this one is really cute. Okay, I'd rather put a cake on there or something. How about, I think this one. Okay. Fussing cutting isn't always our favorite, but you know what? It's okay. You know, when you're just making a few or you're preparing a special card for a special someone, a little bit of fussy cutting is okay, right? Of course, it's always wonderful when we have framelits and punches that match up with our stamp sets. Does anybody out there have a birthday coming up soon? Anybody? Mary Lou, you just had a birthday. Anybody have a family member with a birthday coming up very soon? Today I read a challenge on a demonstrator site. The challenge is for demonstrators going to an onstage event. The challenge is to meet at least 3 new demonstrators. Easy to do at a Stampin' Up! Event. Oh, Georgine, you're Violet on April 1st. Oh, good. Very recently. Or, I'm sorry, April 25th? Can't see. But anyways, the challenge is to meet 3 new demonstrators, and then when we get back, to send them a hand-stamped card. I think by, I don't know, they give us a week or so to do it. But I thought, what a fun challenge that is, and how easy and just a good thing. You know, we make lots of cards, but the most important thing is that we send those cards. Okay, we get a lot of happiness and joy out of making cards, but we want to spread that happiness and joy by mailing out our cards as well. Oh, Tracy, there you're watching Hallmark movies and mysteries right now. Tracy came over. She's on my team and dear friend. She came over between Christmas and New Year's, and we had a crafting Hallmark movie marathon. So a lot of fun for a few days. Okay, quick and easy, right? No, it wasn't that quick because I changed my mind about the numbers. All right, I am going to put this insert inside, and because it's late, I guess that word is, it's all about perspective, isn't it? I know my Andrea is probably in bed already. She goes to work pretty early. She's a teacher, and she still requires a lot of sleep, so she'll be in bed. To me, this is still a little bit early. To you who have to get up in the morning or have babies, this might be, oh, Brittany, your birthday was the 4th. Chrissy, yours is the 29th coming up. Awesome. Okay. But you can see, very simple layout, okay? And easy to do with any colors, any designer series papers, just simple and fun, okay? Here's another one. I have some more paper cut. Okay, so I'm going to show you these, but I'm going to do something different. Okay, so you've seen my 3 samples, and you've seen that one that I just made. Okay, I want to make something with this diagonal stripe. It's not really going the direction I want it to. I'm thinking maybe I would rather use, because I'm kind of anal. Like if I cut it this way and my line is not matching up with the stripes, that is going to bug me. Is anybody else like that? Oh, let's use this one instead. Okay. I'm really changing it up tonight. I had everything planned, laid out here. It's been sitting there for 2 hours, ready to go, and I'm completely changing my plan, but that's okay. Georgine, I'm glad you like that card. Okay, so again, going with a 4x4 square, and I want my diagonal line to be cut this way. So I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to put one corner on the 1 inch, and the opposite corner on the 1 inch also. And remember, you want to consider which way you're cutting because of which way you want them to read. Reading this way, left to right, is going to be a lot easier than reading going down, okay? Left to right going down versus left to right going up, okay? Also the angle at which you cut, okay? That's why I tend to keep them the same 1 inch and 1 inch, but you can vary it. You can make this side longer and this one shorter, okay? I'm going to adhere these pieces now to my Whisper White. Again, cut to 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Just match up the bottom edge and the side edges, and then I'm going to match up the top and the side edges. Okay, just like that. Okay, and I'm going to make this whole card pretty much black and white. Maybe we'll do a pop of color. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, oh, I should stamp first. You always want to stamp first. Joyce, this is wonderful designer series paper. It really, really is. So neat with the metallics. And then the bright bold colors on the opposite side. Okay, a little heavier with the ink, but I think it still works. Okay, now I need to put a pop of color on here. Let's see, I think that I will go with, I like, and by the way, there are framelits that cut out, that you can use to cut out ice cream cones. There's a circle candle, balloon pieces, candle flames. Okay, that's kind of cool. Oh, let's do that. That's a good one. Remember the pattern with the flames? You would not believe the mess I've got here. This is insane. Ah! Okay. And of course, they're little pieces after I went through all that. Okay, let's cut out a couple of these candles. Like I said, there is one framelit that will cut out this long one, but I'm just going to fussy cut it because I can do these pretty quickly. Okay. Don't forget, if you're watching, you'll want to like, share, and comment so you can be entered into a drawing for one of the cards I'm making tonight. It's just kind of my way of saying thank you for watching. Okay, there's one. Let's do another one. How about this fat one? The funny thing is I started doing that because I do want to, I want you all to know that I do appreciate you watching and supporting me. in my Stampin' Up! Business. And it's amazing that, so I send those out as thank yous. And it's amazing how many people will respond back to me, thank you, I love the card. So excited to be the winner of a card. So that's fun. Fussy cutting always feels stressful when I have an audience. Don't mean to come across that way, but it does feel that way. And I'm going to do one more. I've always heard in things like any kind of designing that it's good to work in odd numbers. Flower arranging, adding embellishments, that sort of thing. So I'm going to do 3 candles. This would make a great masculine card. Could be good for anybody, but I think it would work very well as a masculine card. Does anybody have this paper or this suite? Carol, thanks for sharing to your group. Oh, Brittany. Oh, you made my day. Thanks for telling me that. It's just fun to get, I love to get surprises and things in fun mail. So I like sending them out to all of you as much as I can. Okay, I'm using my mini dimensionals. Ooh, this one's really, okay. I think we can make it work still without cutting it. You know me and my dimensionals. Anybody else out there use dimensionals a lot? Give me some thumbs up or hearts if you're crazy about dimensionals like I am. I feel like I use them on just about every project. Oh, lots of people do. Okay. I have to say I've never met a stamper who did not like dimensionals. And I've often heard from very experienced stampers and scrapbookers that Stampin' Up! Has the very best dimensionals. So that's always fun to hear something like that. I think I'll kind of offset them a little bit. Put this baby candle on, and then I'll affix this to my card base. Okay. Look at my mess. Okay, this is crazy. I know I always get messy, but it's changing my mind on the designer series papers that did it. Okay. And then, of course, we will put a white piece of cardstock in the center. Okay, how about if we dress that up inside a little bit? Let's do this. Should we add some of that? We could even go, oh, let's go this direction. That would be fun to open it and see that. And look, it's cut to just the right size, not even planned. Adding little bits of, Carol says she can't live without her dimensionals. If I ever need to add something to an order, to bump up to the next level or get host rewards or something like that, it's always a pack of dimensionals. Can't go wrong. Okay, so how about that? Do you like it? Okay, I went a little heavy on the ink there, but I think it still works. Okay, again, very simple layout. Easy to duplicate. Okay, and for my last one, we'll use this, and we'll do something similar to the first one. I got my, what's on the back? Oh yeah. I've got my 4x4 square of designer series paper, and I've got my 2 opposite corners at the 1-inch mark on each side. I'm going to adhere these to the Whisper White. And you know the size of that, don't you? The standard 5 1/4 inches by 4. Okay, match up my bottom. I'm just about packed to go to on stage tomorrow. I've pretty much got my house clean. My laundry is done. I've got a small gift for my team members attending and that I'm going with. Printed off my boarding pass. I'm doing well. However, my craft room is a disaster, and I was hoping to get that cleaned up before I leave, but I'm not sure that's going to happen because I don't think I want to stay up that late. Okay, wonderful, right? Wonderful. Should we add a little bit of ribbon? Okay, this is lovely lipstick. This is one, no it's not. Is this one retiring? No, that'll be next year. This one's sticking around for another year. Okay, now when I put ribbon on, I basically cut it a little longer than the length that will be showing on the card. I'm going to add some adhesive on the back. Okay, I'm adding adhesive because I'm going to use that. I'm just going to wrap the ends of my ribbon around the cardstock and secure it to the adhesive I put on the back. Okay? Georgine, be careful in the winter weather. Well, fortunately, I'm not going west. I am going to Charlotte, North Carolina, so that's a little better. I've been watching some of my friends' Facebook posts, and some of them are just having a crazy time out there trying to get to their destination. So hopefully everybody will make it safely. Okay, that is cute. Okay, now on the first one where I used this, I put balloons, okay? What should I do here? I'm kind of liking the cakes again. And this time though, I'm going to do something a little bit different. And this time I'm going to use this cake right here. I'm actually going to cut the candles off, and you'll see why in just a minute. Does anybody else get like this? The more you craft and the more you stamp, the ideas just kind of come to you and you just kind of go with the flow. Georgine, there are people going to Minnesota. Okay. Oh, hi, Michelle Conway. You're moving to Charlotte in June. Oh my goodness. There are several. The main onstage event, the big one, the big live one that lasts 2 and 3 days, something, is actually in Auckland, New Zealand. And then, so the other regions, the North America region, and then the Europe and Asia, they have these small kind of 1.5 days for people who attend the center stage events. But they have small local events. So yes, there is one in Minnesota. I think Salt Lake has one, San Antonio, Atlanta, and Charlotte, and I forget which one's in Canada. So that's how it works. So yes, I'm sure you did see, Georgine, that some people are trying to get to Minnesota, Minneapolis. They started doing this a few years ago, and this allows them to host within each major region, but also allows us to reach more demonstrators, because when we have all these local ones, if people can't take the time or spend the money to go to these big ones around the world. And when we have our big one, it's in Salt Lake City. And then the one-day event is a little more affordable for people. But still great fun, still great fun. And I have such a cool job to do at Onstage. You can volunteer to be... I'm adding these little candle embellishments. Okay, and I think they'll be okay that way. There are gold and silver. I think I'll do one gold and one silver. Okay, and they have little adhesives on the back, but they're kind of fun to use. I'm guessing that these will be retiring, these little embellishments. Obviously, the most likely, the designer series paper is. I don't ever recall designer series paper being carried over. Okay, what do you think of that? Okay, just a fun way to use up some embellishments. Okay, and I still need to add that center piece. So I've made 3 cards tonight. I'll keep my original samples, but I've made 3 cards tonight. Would you like to be the recipient of one of these cards? If you would, make sure that you like, share, and comment. Okay, I feel like I want to add a little something in here. So I think I will add, actually, I think I'm going to add this birthday cake right here. That looks kind of fun. It's just sort of nice too. Number one, it's always nice if you can add a white here in the center for the writing, of course. But it's fun to dress up the insides, just like it can be fun to dress up the envelopes for your cards. Oh, I did not finish telling you my job. So my volunteer, now one time I volunteered and I got to be a check-in person, and I thought that was really, really fun because people are just so excited to start their day, and they're just, I mean, the adrenaline and the excitement is just overwhelming. But, and it was also fun because there are a lot of new demonstrators who were attending, or maybe not new, but they were attending for the first time. Okay, I think I'm going to do this. And then I'll just leave it like that. It feels like it's kind of floating in air, doesn't it? But I'm going to leave it that way. Okay. So I've got, let's see, 1, 2, these 3 cards to send out to people. But my job this time is, and you can volunteer, and they'll choose some X number of volunteers to help them. But my job this time is to help with giving out all attendee gifts. So gifts and prize patrols, all attendee giveaways, these are a big thing in Stampin' Up. There's just so much excitement because it's always new product. So it's just, I think it's just going to be fun to run around with, sets of stamps, whatever, and hand them out, and people are going to be, cheering and happy and excited, and just what a fun thing to do. So I am excited about that. Okay, any questions about tonight? Okay, so the measurements. And again, this was my Throwback Thursday. This was my inspiration. Okay, these are my samples that I made earlier today, before I went live. Okay, and then these are the ones we did together. The measurements are super easy for this. Okay, standard card bases, so either 5.5 by 8.5, and you score and fold on the center. Or you can also do 4.25 by 11. So both of these are half sheets of cardstock. You get 2 card bases per sheet of cardstock, It doesn't matter which direction you cut. They both end up being the same size. Okay, so standard size card bases. Then your layer is 5 1/4 by 4 inches, and you use a 4-inch square of designer series paper. And it's fun, it's easy, it's quick, and then you can do all kinds of embellishing. Okay? All right, that's all I have for you tonight. Thanks for joining me at this crazy hour. And again, I am looking forward to adding a second day of Facebook Lives here on Stampin' Scrap with Mary Knabe. That second day will be a Thursday, and I'm not quite sure about the time. I might vary it a little bit on Thursdays. It most likely will not be evening. If it is, it'll be late, like 9. But I'm thinking maybe afternoon. But please know, if you cannot watch live, I always share the live video to this group page, this business page, and you can always access them through the files. Or not the files, I'm sorry, it says videos. Okay? That's it. I'm glad you enjoyed the cards. I would love to see you make something using this layout. And when, I won't say if, I'll say when you do, if you would send me a photo or picture, I would love to see it. Nothing makes me happier than to know that I've inspired people. So have a great night. Have a great weekend. I am super excited to be bringing back to you new products, new projects, new ideas, and just new ways of doing business. And I'm loving Facebook Live. I'm continuing with my blogs and other Facebook posts, but Facebook Lives I am really enjoying. So thank you for being a part of my evening. Have a good night.